Sea Monster Spring. A springtime for sea monsters. A spring filled with sea monsters. It's Sea Monster Pacific Rim. Springtime with Pacific Rim movie. All right. I have a cowboy friend. He's a real cowboy. I won't define cowboy for you. You either love them, hate them, or believe in cowboy memes. He spends most of his time telling me about his sexual exploits as a cowboy. I get it, man. You're a cowboy, and some sexy things come with the territory. But you don't have to defend your existence to me or prove to me you're a cowboy, because I know you're a cowboy.
Crack open a cold box of wine or pour something cold on ice because it's the Binge-Watchers podcast.
Has anyone heard home video headlines? Has anyone heard? I'm like saying the first thing and then not saying the section thing. Hilarious. All right, home video headlines. Has anyone heard about the Gonzo Girl with William Dafoe playing Hunter S. Thompson type? Like another movie titled Deep Cover is coming out. Deep Cover is like a fast-paced action comedy set in London. I mean, this is what the new Deep Cover is. Kat, played by Bryce Dallas Howard. She's an aspiring comedian. She's currently teaching improv classes, and she's questioning whether she missed her chance of success when undercover policeman, this is probably who Sean Bean is playing in the movie, but anyway, offers the role of a lifetime. You're going to take your two improv students, Orlando Bloom and Nick Mohammed. You might know him from Ted Lasso, and you might know Orlando Bloom from all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, or Lord of the Rings, whatever. They got to infiltrate London's underground gangland, filled with dangerous criminals, London's organized crime scene, and then they find themselves naturally in over their heads. My problem with Orlando Bloom being an improv student or a comedian is he would probably be called a pretty boy comedian, and that doesn't work. I mean, there is one, Matt Rife. I mean, he's considered the pretty boy comedian. If you Google it, Matt Rife's face will come up and his name will come up, but I just can't root for them, I just can't. Just go be magazine models or something. I don't know. United Artists is making a deal with MGM. I don't know if United Artists is owned by MGM. I think they are. I think they're one and the same entity, but I'm not sure. So anyway, United Artists with Amazon MGM are going to take over the full Highlander franchise rights. They put a bid in for it. The new movie is likely going to be on Amazon now. It's not a show. There was talk, is the new thing a show or a movie? It looks like it's going to be a movie. It still has the John Wick director attached to it and Henry Cavill. Now, the original, if you think about franchise rights, the whole series, they got like 5 or 6 movies. There's 2 shows and a cartoon. So one home for all this on streamers would be good. If you go compile it, put it in one place, would be good. All right, trivia time for tonight's movie. As a war between humankind and monstrous sea creatures wages on, a former pilot and a trainee are paired up to drive a seemingly obsolete special weapon in a desperate effort to save the world from the apocalypse in Pacific Rim. Dude, another way to say this is, hey, the world's invaded by giant sea monsters, kaijus, and we gotta build giant robots to stop them. The Jaegers are a staple of Japanese anime. They're often called mecha. Similar to many mecha anime series, Jaegers are controlled from within by human pilots, distinguishing themselves from other depictions of robots that are automated, sentient, or externally controlled. There's approximately 100 kaijus and 100 Jaegers were designed for the movie, but only a fraction of them appeared in the movie. Every week, the filmmakers had a vote of which ones they would keep in and not, I guess, while they were working on it. Kaiju is, of course, a Japanese word that literally means strange beast. It's usually used to refer to giant monsters from Japanese science fiction films such as Godzilla 1954. Guillermo del Toro drew inspiration from paintings, including Francisco Goya's The Colossus and Hokusai's The Great Wave, Konagawa. A life-size version of the robot cockpilot. A life-size version of the robot cockpit was built on a soundstage at Pinewood Studios in Toronto, Canada. It weighed about 20 tons and stood nearly 4 stories high. It was built on a gigantic hydraulic gimbal, which would move, shake, vibrate, drop, and rock the entire set as if it were actually being piloted. They did build a smaller version with a smaller gimbal, allowing for different movements. The VFX team used some of the, I don't know, Comic-Con or Con Pod footage, whatever that means, for referencing when animating the robots. I don't know what that means, Con Pod footage. It's just something trivia that I pulled from IMDb. I have no idea what that means. You guys can look it up. The set was also redressed to depict the interior of each robot differently. The sound for the Kaiju Wars was comprised of layer upon layer of animal roars and growls. I think that's pretty cool. Then they filter it, sped it up, slowed it down to create the roar of the alien behemoths in this movie. Then they added emotion and a sense of intelligence, so they brought in the supervising sound editor Scott Martin Gershon and director Guillermo del Toro. They added samples of their own voices, so that's pretty cool, man. They took animal sounds, and they took the filmmakers' voices and mixed them together, and I think that's pretty cool to represent the Kaiju's voices in the audio. Gypsy Danger is named after De Havilland Gypsy aircraft engine. There was intended this to be like a nostalgic nod to the World War II era craftsmanship of the aircrafts and stuff, but that was a major influence to the design of the robot. Anyway, I think like culturally, I guess like people in Romania or something were offended by calling it Gypsy Danger, so in their version of the movie, it's not called that. It's just called Big Fucking Awesome Robot. No, just kidding. Guillermo del Toro, I couldn't find out what the other name was. If it's taken out of the Hungarian print of this movie, what do they call it? But Guillermo del Toro was a fan of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he offered Charlie Day a role in this movie in exchange for a cameo in the show. So he appeared as Pappy McPoyle in the Marine Ponderosa Wedding Massacre episode from 2012, and the McPoyle versus Ponderosa, the Trial of the Century in 2016. Both great episodes. If you're a fan of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, go take a look at it. They do Guillermo del Toro's makeup pretty good in that too, because you don't really notice that it's him. The cast in this movie: Idris Elba, you might know him as Charles Miner from The Office, Hemdell from the Thor movies. You might have seen him as portraying like a real life cowboy in Concrete Cowboys, then as a cowboy villain in Harder They Fall. Or how about a cowboy gunslinging hero fighting wizards in the Dark Tower adaptation? Charlie Hunnam, I don't know, you've seen him in Sons of Anarchy. If you're lucky, you've seen him in the King Arthur Legend of the Sword movie. Clifton Collins Jr., I feel like he's been in a bunch of stuff. He goes back a while, early 90s at least. I thought he started in the 80s maybe, but his IMDb shows at least the 90s. He's in Westworld. He was in Scott Pilgrim as one of the vegan police officers. He's in Fortress. I'm trying to think, what have I seen him in the earliest? It might have been Fortress, but he's like a day player in so much. Anyway, he's pretty good in this movie, in Pacific Rim. Rinko Kikuchi, I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong because it looks like the word Kuchi, but I'm sure it has a much nicer way of saying it, but I don't know how to pronounce her name. Again, just ignorant American trying to say a Japanese name. Anyway, she's in Westworld, Pacific Rim 2, the sequel to this one, obviously, and Tokyo Vice. She's in a couple things. She's great in this movie. Obviously, they cast her in it. Ron Perlman, he's Hellboy. Come on! How many credits do you need to list for Ron Perlman? He's in a bunch of things. I just wrote down Hellboy. That's all you need to really know. All right. We are sponsored tonight. We're brought to you by Hims. You can use our promo code BWPod. We'll be right back to our favorite bits from Pacific Rim right after these messages. If ED is getting you down, you need Hims to help get your confidence and other things back up. Hims provides access to treatments that can help you stay hard and last longer, so you can be ready whenever the mood strikes. For men, dealing with ED can be uncomfortable, which is why Hims provides access to a comfortable solution in an all-online process and personalized treatment options. Hims is changing men's healthcare by providing you with access to affordable sexual health treatments from the comfort of your couch. Hims provides access to a range of doctor-treated ED treatments like chewable tablets, Viagra, and Cialis, and their generics for up to 95% less. The process is 100% online, so there's no need for uncomfortable doctor's visits. Just fill out an intake form on their site, and a medical provider will determine the right treatment option. If prescribed, your medication ships directly to your door with free shipping. No insurance is needed, and one low price covers everything from treatments to ongoing care. With hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, Hims can help you find the ED option that works for you. And here's the call to action, baby. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/BWPod. BWPOD. That's HIMS.com/BWPOD for your personalized ED treatment options. HIMS.com/BWPod. The featured products include compounded products that are not approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription. And now back to the show already in progress with our favorite bits from Pacific Rim. When they use the sword in the upper atmosphere against the Uber Kaiju, what do they say? Chef's kiss or whatever? That's one of my favorite bits. The main Jaeger is a golden standard as far as mech design is concerned. It reminds me of Gundam Wing. It's got a Robotech style or Macross plus stuff thrown in there. The movie is jam-packed with monsters and monster slime. There's a black market for kaiju selling, like selling the monster parts and using it in new technology and for medicine or drugs or technology or whatever. I mean, there's a million things going on, but they're selling the kaiju parts. I thought that was interesting. The psychic tech they used is called the drift, which is pretty interesting. It's like your mind gets locked into this neurological hyper state, and that helps control the robots. I don't know, and the two pilots have to be compatible on a mental level to stay in the game. I thought that was pretty interesting. First of all, let's say this again. I've already said it a few times in a couple different ways. Giant robots fighting monsters. That's all a movie really needs. In fact, that could be the tagline. Giant robots fighting monsters. Giant robots fighting monsters. You're going to sell tickets. People are going to watch it. They're going to download it. They're going to tune in. Idris Elba and Clifton Collins are a linchpin. It's critical for this plot. They're in the command center. It's like the main commander and his main scientist or lead or assistant or whatever. If they weren't at the helm of this, then probably it'd be far less interesting and you wouldn't care as much. So they do a great job in this movie. So they're one of my favorite bits, them together. I don't even like the main star that much, Charlie Hunnam, in this. He doesn't seem to be able to suspend his disbelief. I don't think he really thinks that he's in a robot fighting giant monsters. He doesn't seem to be having any fun. Anyway. Ratings. We have this special movie rating system on the show. I'm sure you've heard it 1,000 times before, but if not, here you go again. Binge now, binge later, binge never. Watch it now, get around to it, or don't watch this thing. You can't get the 2 hours back. You wasted your life and your time. Where does this fall? It's a binge now. There's actually a new live action show coming out. I think it's going to be set during the Kaiju War, so it'll be like maybe a prequel, but the fact that it's live action is what makes it cool. Forget about the cartoon they made. Going back to live action is the way to go with this thing. Again, giant robots fighting monsters. Fan service. Are the fans chiming in? What are they saying? Jim wants to know if I like the new Wolfman, which I think just dropped on Peacock. Yeah, it was either Peacock or Hulu or something like that. It might be Peacock. Anyway, do I like the new Wolfman? Since I'm always talking about werewolf movies. Not at all. It sucks. Sorry, Jim. I don't think about it much. Except, I have said you can watch any werewolf movie and be entertained. Because I've said before, they're like the pizza of movies. Staff picks. If you're not going to watch the movie of the week, you have no interest in Pacific Rim, what can I recommend? I mean, I watch a lot of stuff, then I get to the mic, and I forget what I'm watching. Gemstones, Season 4. Further Adventures of Walter Goggins as Baby Billy, and there's an evil monkey subplot. Those are the reasons to watch it. Otherwise, the show's kind of out of gas. There's a new show on Apple TV about a rich guy who's still rich after losing his riches. Who cares? Show me a show about a suddenly rich guy who was dirt poor and then unravel the social chaos. I mean, I know why Apple TV has made this their avatar. Like, their avatar has to be, their customer avatar that they want must be white, middle-aged money. And they can't get his money, so they're like, oh, let's skew our shows to try to attract his money to our billion-dollar debt movie studio that we have. All right. Like I've always said before, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. What I want to tell you is like,